Now I have the same initial project with me where I'm just passing the ID and I'm trying to read the record. Now this time I'll just try to read the object, that is nothing but var obj equals to, I'll say OE dot tbl mytable dot where some variable p equals to greater than or p gives rise to p dot id equals to the id that I'm passing dot first or default. It is going to get me the object of class tbl employee. Now I want to store this complete object in the variable, that is nothing but ViewData of O equals to obj. Now instead of storing separate variables name and age, I'm simply storing obj. Now I'll read that obj here somewhere. I'll read it on the top, the code section. I will say ViewData ViewBag. This is the solution that we have, or you can say namespace dot my table. So this is the object that I have stored. So the object that I have stored is of this class my table, and say the object is obj equals to, I want to read it from ViewData, that is nothing but ViewData of O. Whenever I'm reading it from ViewData, I need to go for casting. I should cast it to the same. I have casted it. Save. Let us see whether it is small o. No, it is a caps. So I should use caps here. Now it will typecast the object and store it in obj. Here I can say in paragraph tag, I can simply say at obj dot name, and here I can say at obj dot age. And do remember that I need to handle the null values. If I do not handle the null values, initially I do not have anything. That means in the initial load I don't have anything in my object, so it should throw an exception. Let me execute this. So it is throwing an exception saying that object reference not set. So to avoid this kind of issues, I can simply say at if obj is not equals to null. And I can have the same code here as well. You can put this in paragraph tag. And here I should say at if obj is not equals to null. Save this. Now it should work perfect. Initially the values will be null, so it will skip that part and it will be empty, that area. Now I'll just pass 2. ID is 2. Now it will read the record. F10 obj and it has now it is going to store it in the view data. It has stored in the view data. Let's say F5 and has read from the view data. So this is how I can store the complex variables or complex types in view data. Now I'll just try to store this in ViewBag. Instead of view data, I'll try to store it in ViewBag. I'll say ViewBag.o equals to obj. Now here is one magic. That is I'm storing it in ViewBag and I'll try to read it from ViewData. As I told you, ViewBag is a wrap over ViewData. So internally it is using ViewData. So I'll store it in ViewBag and try to read it from ViewData. Let me see whether it works in the same way. I'll pass 3, say get record, F5. It works exactly the same. In our last video, we saw that we need not to worry about the null values. It is taken care automatically with the help of ViewBag. And here we will see one more advantage. That is nothing but if we have ViewBag, we need not to typecast it. Copy this, paste it here. I need not to go for typecasting in this way. I can simply say ViewBag.o. I'll save it. I need not to worry about typecasting. I'll execute this and say 3 and say get record. 5. It is working perfect. So we saw both the advantages. One is I need not to worry about the null value checking if I am using ViewBag. The other is I need not to go for typecasting. It is typecasted dynamically. So this is your ViewBag. Now